Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis 4 as Pylonia. We're of course still trying to go for the first come first served achievement where we have to take all of the Americas as a Western technology custom nation in America with 200 or less points. We've eaten a bunch of our neighbors and we're planning to eat more. We're just waiting for these colonial nations here to eat all the land that belongs to them. Such as all of colonial Colombia in the case here of the, whatever they, New Grenadans. So we don't have to do the colonization. Same here for Rio de Plata, same for English Brazil, although English Brazil we don't have a border with yet. Anyway, we already ate all the Caribbeans here, and Florida we're coming up to. We're always eating bite-sized portions of natives whenever we feel like we want more legalism. That's why we're keeping them around. And the Portuguese are nice enough to actually give us a chance of California here, which is very, very helpful. I mean, they had to go around the world for that, but they did. So that's cool. Here's the thing, that might be an issue. The Galapagos Islands, I assume they are in a colonial region, right? No, they're not. Not even colonial Peru. But are they part of the Americas? South America, yeah. So we're gonna have to take the Galapagos Islands from the actual Portuguese. Same goes probably for the Falkland Islands. And South Georgia here. And I assume this is an African, the Cape Verde here is African, right? Yeah, it's Africa. What about the Bahamas? Bermuda, sorry. Yeah, it's North America. So yeah, we're gonna have to fight the... Ooh, so is Greenland, apparently. We're gonna have to fight the English, at least once. The British, for this place. Or threaten war, but that seems unlikely to work. Similarly, we're gonna have to fight the Portuguese once for... well, these tiny islands. So there's going to be at least one big European war and we're going to have to deal with in the future. I have no idea how alliances are these days in the Europeans because we haven't really cared. The Spanish, who I don't think we need to fight heads on, are allied to the British, yeah, and the Portuguese. Okay. So it's just going to be one big war against all the powers that matter, is it? Great Britain, Spain, or the Portuguese don't really matter. We'll see. We will see. But for now, let's continue our thing. There's one thing I haven't done in a million episodes, because I'm a dumb fool. So Defender of the Faith. I almost never take Defender of the Faith. Why? If we check here, it's cost 500 ducats, which is a lot, but this is something we can afford easily. But it also increases technology cost by 5%. And so that's not something we want. 5% technology cost is almost always prohibitively scary. I always just saw it as, okay, you take the 5% technology cost hit and you pay 500 ducats to get 5% morale of armies in a pinch if you need the extra punch. And then there's some other things that don't really matter. But this says missionaries +1. And we're hard converting a bunch of stuff here. I really want that extra missionary. And I think I'm willing to pay 5% extra tech cost for it. The question is whether we want to wait for this, but this is 6 years. I think I just take Defender of the Faith now. So a quick look at the Shia religion. I don't think we get... So as Defender of the Faith, you get called in faith, not face. You get called in against people who attack other Shiites. But I believe that has something to do with borders too. I don't think you get called in if the Shia over here, if QQ gets attacked by the Ottomans or something. I don't think that's gonna happen. If that does happen, then that's kind of bad. Because I really don't feel like fighting the Ottoman. Oh, nice Sunni placement here. Sunni Inzus. Inzus? I think this says Inzus. Yes. Back to this though. I don't believe we're gonna get called in. Let's hope that that's true. I'm not taking Imperial Conquest, I'm not taking the tech, but I am taking Defender of the Faith. We're only making 50 ducats at the moment because we're spending tons of money simply on colonizing. We only have 2 colonists, and we're doing 6 colonies at a time. But we're still rich enough. Yeah, let's grab Defender. Let's send another missionary to deal with heathens and heretics and the like. There we go. 50% extra conversion speed, essentially. That's kind of cool. Anything else? Gain Defender of the Faith against... What does that do? We already have the Holy War casus belli. What is the... Yeah, we don't have a Defender of the Faith casus belli. I've been lied to. Maybe that's just the defensive casus belli. Not that that's really a thing. But maybe it is for Defender of the Faith. Odd. It's odd. You are drilling, that's fine. You're doing nothing. Oh, you're sitting on some natives, I believe. Put out some feelers here. And then, let me check. Yeah, this is a colony. Are you a colony too? You are. And you guys are just hanging out, not even suppressing. That does not seem right to me. Put some pressure on these people. And you? You're the same. Can you join these guys? Yeah. Join them. Join them good. And you? You are suppressing. I like it. And you are as well. Good. Good, good. Just don't want to waste my power there. That's why we have these men. Bohemian Crystal. Bohemia gains prestige and the price of glass changes. Alright. I don't like it, but I accept. We have these extra states. We're not really spending them. Not really interested in spending them, I don't think. How many do we have again? Actually, we have a lot. 7. 7 is a big number. Maybe Potosi and maybe East Cuba should be states. Potosi. You want to be a state, Potosi? Fine. B1. And East Cuba. It's probably easier found if I do it manually. Easier to find if I do it manually. It's just such a bad state. Yeah, but it's in a good area. I want it. I want it. Give it to me. There we go. Are we taking a ton of corruption from having too many territories? A bit. We also have positive stability, righteous Shaka Islam. Yeah, ahead of time. We're fine. We don't even need to pay for rooting it out. It just roots itself out. So that's good. Grain, that's not great. Bad puns. I have them. I have them. Put some boots down. You putting boots down? You are. Good. Oh, goody. Converted heretics. Convert me some more heretics, please. Please. 4. Let's do these Catholics. So many filthy words in this game. So many filthy words. I wonder if someday somebody's gonna complain about me being mean about their nation, their religion, their, you know, whatever. I mean, clearly I don't mean it, but, you know, on the internet, things aren't always as clear as they might seem, so if you're feeling offended by what I'm saying in my series, then first of all, how did you make it to episode? Was this 31? 32? Second of all, great that you're still here. Third of all, I really don't mean it. I say evil things about everybody or mean things about everybody in this game because I think it's fun. That's about it. I have nothing against your religion and I have nothing against your nation, wherever you come from. What are these guys? Cherokee separatists. Disgusting, isn't it? Cherokee separatists, I'm just blind. Rebel factions, there we go. Cherokee are in Cherokee. Who knew? Cherokee was a place. I mean, we have troops here. Suppressing. How many are you gonna be? Probably more than 12, right? 14. What's my force limit looking? 5 cannons, 7 guys. What a nice army. There's room in our force, so... Alright, we built a ton of things for the thing. For the mission, H objectives, right? Yeah, for the potential for the large army, we built a bunch of stuff. Wouldn't hate having more here, but... Ooh, we had 995 dip. First of all, good to see that. Second of all, do we want to accept the culture, or do we just go and convert more culture? We can't go to 5 for the age objective anyway. You could accept Kishua, but that seems... I mean, why, right? We're already accepting Sami, Norwegian, Finnish, Danish. Of course we are. Somebody might be interested in the Spanish. Well, no, or Castilian or something. I probably don't have cores in that land. But if you take more Spanish land or English colonial land, we might be interested. So let's keep those slots for that, and let's just go and spam some more of the culture conversion. I should still have the edict on, don't I? The edict. That looks good. So let's grab the culture conversion, this thing, and sort by price, and then look for things that have culture adjacency discounts. I've explained this before, but I think I'll just keep on explaining this when I'm doing this, because I can kinda do it while I'm going through this list. So I'm not... Two things. The reason why I'm converting culture at all is not because that's a great thing to do. I don't think it is. Although it might be an okay investment of dip, it is simply because I like the idea of not only making the Americas mine, but also Shiite and Swedish. And to do that, I need to do a bunch of culture conversion. So that's one thing. But what I really want to talk about was why I look for specific ones here to convert. And that is simply because it's cheaper to do adjacent conversion. You save 25% of the original cost. So that fully stacks with the other bonuses. And obviously, the more I culture convert, the more other things are going to be adjacent. So I'm just sort of going circles around my Swedish land, and step by step, getting it all to be adjacent and then converted. Makes sense? I think that makes sense. Kind of, right? Now, that's enough for now. We have a bit of an issue with the Aztec and Portuguese and the stuff that we accepted. So that might hurt our circles thing, but I think we're gonna be fine. We have enough Swedish land, and that should not become a problem. Great Britain, spy network. Yeah, you try that, Britain. You try, just try. How are we doing on pirates? There's probably some pirates being annoying somewhere, right? No guns privateering. That's very little guns. None guns. None guns. Nice. I like it. You little alarm bell. And my fleet just needs to come and murder all the pirates that arrive. But that's not a thing. Shamefully, regretfully. Holy war against the Spanish. And Defender of the Faith against the Spanish, which is still not a thing, really. And heretics converted. Is it the actual Spanish? Where do I border the actual Spanish? It's not down here, right? They must have started a new thing somewhere. Oh, it's the Florida thing. Alright, that's fine. Ungraceful natives. So ungraceful. That's not how you should... What? What is that move? Yeah, cancel your suppression because you're being daft. Grab a... Grab one of my... just roll another gen. I mean, I understand that my army tradition is not particularly good. But this is disgustingly bad. I mean, how can I have so terrible generals? Such terrible generals. If we ever come to a big war against the Europeans, we might have to do something about this. I might go ahead and build a bunch of forts at some point here. Yeah, it's gonna cost a bunch of money, but it's not like we're poor. And it's annoying me that we have no tradition. I'm gonna take the unrest, but I'm also gonna do the... Oh no, I can't. I guess then I don't take the do I? 35 is a lot, mysticism. Yeah, I take the unrest and waste the 10 legalism. Otherwise I would have to do like 2 wars. That seems like a waste of good potential legalism. don't want to kill these natives. There's some good potential legalism for the future. What are you? A transport. Wish I could put these guys on automatic. Just convert stuff. It's not that hard, is it? Find a place, convert it, find another place. Easy as pie. You guys are no longer suppressing, and you don't need to be. So cancel that, belay that order, go on drill. How are we doing on the professionalism? 32%, that could be better. I mean, I'm not drilling a lot, but that could be better. Capped on mill, because I knew that would happen. Good reason, right? Can't strengthen government, unfortunately. We could punch a bunch of rebels. We probably should punch a bunch of rebels. Just for the bonus absolutism. Because I wasted absolutism earlier on... Oh, we can no longer use the debased currency thing. Right. I mean, we can, but if we do, we lose absolutism. And that's just not okay. So yeah, not assigning parliament seats, reducing war exhaustion, accepting rebel demands, debasing currency, or increasing autonomy. If there's any autonomy that wants to be decreased right now, I am interested. Looks like it might be. Hello. Yeah, let's drop some autonomy. Sure, this might lead to rebels in the future, but now it gives me, well, reduced autonomy for one, and increased absolutism for another, which is what we want. 8, up to 8. 8 is not a lot. We need much, much more. I have a free colonist? That's not alright. That's just not okay. How dare I? Are you still doing the thing? You are. Let's help you out here. Boot. Because in there we can't rely on any colonial nations of others to do any work for us. Obviously. So we're gonna have to do all the work ourselves. Colony self-sustaining. Eggs. And that probably means I need to recall a guy from here. If I want to keep 6 colonies running. And put them into here, maybe. Lose 10 diplo power or lose 10 trade power. Neither of those matter. But one is worse than the other. Rebels. Can I harsh treat you? I can. Get treated harshly. Yep. Convert some cultures. Can spam some more culture conversions soon. I think we're still a bit away from tech, right? Wrong button. Yeah, still 4 years. So I'll just spam some more. I think I've checked all these. I mean, they could have changed. Like this one here. And this one here. So I guess every time I do some conversions, I need to recheck that they have not gained neighbors. Maybe it's better to do it in an actual map mode, but this map mode is not helpful. This just shows me that I can convert. It doesn't help with the what of the conversion, unfortunately. Culture adjacent to Wanker Pampa. Certainly it is. Certainly it is. Culture adjacent to Biscuit Pampa. And what else? Unity. Iximche. Fine. Good enough. Keep on rolling. Row your boat. Ungraceful natives. This is a bit repetitive. Just a teensy tiny bit repetitive. You're a good temple. And you're a decent workshop. You're not particularly good manufactories. Any good trade despots? These were okay despots. None of you are good. Are you worth it? 191 is just the upgrade, so I'm gonna do you. It's probably a waste. I should check that a bit more thoroughly because we already have essentially full trade power in a bunch of places. So, like building, no. Even if we got more trade power in Mexico, we would not get more money for it. There's 0.5 ducats we could try to gain because of the Portuguese here. And that's not even true because that's just being drawn to the Caribbean. So, hello, the Spanish pirate. You need to be hunted. So this is the thing I don't like. No, I didn't mean to sneeze there. Just hopefully cut out of this video. Woo. The thing I don't like is that while I can hunt pirates, I can just make them run away. And then they come back. Also, apparently I'm being privateered, but nowhere. We've had that before, and it feels odd. Doesn't it? Should be guns privateering somewhere. More ungraceful natives. Oh no. Are they doing it over here? That feels like they're doing Mexico. No, they're no longer privateering. Also more ungraceful natives. Gee whiz. Don't be so ungraceful. No chain from Austria. And our diplomat has died. I'm not particularly interested in any of these. So, can we get one? I think we'd already got the one from the emirs, right? No. We could get him if the emirs had any influence, which they do not. What's this? Minus 10%, minus 15% dropping off in 29 and 24. Don't really want to go around and give them a bunch of land when they have negative modifiers dropping off. So, two options. Buy one, just take one of these because whatever. Or reroll and check for a new set next month. I'm gonna do the second. Third option would have been, and it's maybe the best option, buy one of them and reroll the rest. Because we just have the money to do that, but... that feels wasteful too. It's a lot of money to pay for very little extra monarch points. You any good, guys? No. Could just take trade efficiency. Get some of my money back. Sure. Why not? Why not? Middle power. Any rebels? Any rebels at all? No? Shame. Shame, shame, shame. And we can't boost legitimacy, so I'm actually gonna have to do mill development. Which at this stage of the game seems like a waste. Hey, Marion. Worldport. I mean, that's a great place to develop in. Have some mill. Have some mill. And if these rebels take up to 30, we can harshly treat them again. Or treat them harshly. I shall treat you harshly. Or thusly. Gonna do these 11s. They're gonna be quick. Still so much. You have 3 missionaries working around the clock with very high missionary strength, and it's still rough to convert all this stuff. Rhymes. We're actually gonna have to do some insulting again. Even though we have rivals and we're first rank great power and stuff, we're still not quite at the point where we can just sit on our laurels here. Whatever people would sit on laurels, I don't understand that part, but... I mean, what I could do here, maybe that is an option, honestly, is stop my suppressing people from suppressing, put them on drill instead. And first of all, have them generate stuff for me. And secondly, what's the stuff? Not discipline. Army something something. Professionalism, that's what it's called. And for another, what that can do is to give me some rebels that I can suppress. So I can turn my mill power into absolutism. Which I want. Ooh, I can intervene. On the side of Russia against the Commonwealth and the Mamluks. Don't think I wanna, but I could. This is fine. Get burned. Also capped again. We're making a lot of stuff. But there's going to be an idea group soon, so that's going to be useful to spend. And I think there's going to be an institution we have to do, right? Isn't there? Manufacturers in 16. We could spawn it, technically. We have some manufactories. But we could also not. We're up on stab. I don't think we have a lot of inflation, do we? No, even though it's going up a bit from gold. Reliance on gold mines, please. I don't rely on scrap. Scrap? Sure. Let's try not to curse. Where do we want that admin in? Marion still seems like an excellent place. Fine, I'm gonna do it. If I'm gonna do tons of development in Marion, I'm gonna go ahead and have Haiti here, have the courage. And some stuff. Such a nice place. Portuguese, but otherwise it's a nice place. Obviously, the developing things that I want to culture convert is a bit counterproductive because the fudge. I'll get to fudge in a second, but revoke embargo. So it's a bit counterproductive to develop stuff that is not culture converted because culture conversion cost is based on development. So the more stuff we develop, the more expensive it's going to be. If we culture convert first, then that's just going to save us a pure bank. But it's not going to make a big dent in our stuff anyway. The reason I said fudge there was that the Spanish are no longer a valid rival. I like rivals. I like rivals, yes, but I meant to say I lack rivals. I think I'm gonna wait for these guys to get done converting. Should be a bunch of stuff done converting soon. Which gives us new options for conversion. Eventually, right? I want just like one more. Not you, you're Portuguese. You. There we go. So now I only have one rival. That's the British. If the Spanish are no longer valid rivals, I assume the Portuguese are gonna... The British, I mean, they're a bit bigger, but it's an issue. Buy a bunch of development. Yoink. I have no more money, of course, but... Money's fleeting anyway. Can I take money from my merchants? They always like me. Can't take money again. It's a shame. Heretics of Iowa. Yeah, that's us. That's some heretics. Let's just continue doing the 11s here. I'm not getting any rebels. I want rebels. Expansionist. Nice. Bonus settlers. Helps with our tiny colonization effort that we have going on. Yeah, know what? There's a bunch of culture. And a conversion, apparently. And another conversion. I mean, the spread of the Shia religion is going well, I will say. And the Swedish culture isn't doing horribly either. I mean, Shia looks pretty good in the Americas. It's not too bad. And how about the culture? If we look at culture, Swedish, I mean, it could be better. I like that we have some cores of Swedish here we can expand upon. And this Swedish core, I mean, there's colonies, right? And then the ungraceful natives, of course, who need to get medicked. And then, still not intervening in that war. Wish I had more rivals, but I don't know how to get them. Ooh, Netherlands declare independence. Nice. 1620. So that's gonna hurt the Swedish even more. The Swedish. The Swedish here. Swedish. Ooh, half price level 2 trade efficiency guy. We might be interested, if that is a promotable person, I probably want to swap here, right? You are a promotable person. Swedish is an accepted culture in my country. Let's grab the half-priced guy. Yeah, it cost me some money to promote him, but he costs half the price every month. So that's worth it. Pretty quickly, I think, if he doesn't die. Knock on wood. Sort of wood, like it's an IKEA desk. I don't know how much actual wood is in there, but you know what I mean, right? Running up on that dip cap again. How is this looking? Still 2 years, so change culture. We had a lot of conversions, so we do need to check again for some adjacency. That would be a really useful map mode, wouldn't it? I mean, I could probably go to culture map mode and then look for stuff like this, but it doesn't actually show me the... Nah, no, I don't like it. It's not useful enough. This is the thing I've never done in EU, ever. I mean, I have done culture conversion before, but not at this scale, and not with this annoying... Yes, it's an annoying... So the further down we go on the list, the less likely we are to find things that are neighboring. He says he finds stuff. Because of course the 25% discount is not going to make it more likely for things to be up there. For things up on the top to be cheap. Or things that are cheap to be on the top. You know what I mean, right? But... since it depends on development as well, it can still happen. Livestock, I don't give a hoot. It's a terrible trade good. Terrible, terrible trade good. Who wants cows? I don't want cows. You have privateers, Britain, but where? Is there any way I can just get an overview of that? I don't think the ledger has it. Here, I mean, you can see it in... here, in theory, but since it will be a very low share, it's very hard to see. So you usually have to hover over the percentage to see every time. There's my pirate hunting guns, but no actual privateering guns. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any privateering going on in anything that matters. I mean, maybe there's some privateers, I don't know. I'm not even doing stuff down there, I don't know. Do I care? Not enough. Not enough. Yeah, I would like the money, but I can't be bothered to keep on searching for it. Newfoundland is... or is that also... it's also embargoes, right? It's not just privateers. Maybe they even have different messages. Well, that's a different message. We're 33 minutes in, so we're over time again. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, as always, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon, which I hear has been much improved lately. I don't know why, how, but apparently it's much better now, so click it so it gets notifications about the videos and stuff that I'm doing. And please do talk to me in the comment section. I almost always respond to your comments. Sometimes it takes me a day or two because I'm not at home, but I will almost always respond, especially if you have something interesting or funny or nice or, you know, anything interesting to say. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.